This video is for my melanated folks who have been injured, who is injured from their job, their career. A lot of us in the industry have to use our bodies to make our money. And so when we are unable to, one, express ourselves in our artistry, in our form to make money, it creates problems. And it also reveals a lot about who around you is really supportive of you, especially when you are surrounded by corporations and or people that expresses that they are there for their people, but when the feathers get ruffed, it is not as a pleasant as you would think when you're in the process. There's also this taboo when it comes to melanated folks and injury and the strength they have to have, or the strength they do have when it comes to pain, and that they can endure and that they can recover fast. Which, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking the truth in that. We have seen time and time again, brown and black folks having the ability to surpass pain, to create life out of destruction, still giving an ultimate performance. And yet, no one knows the sacrifice, the suffering, the anguish, the pain that some of these artists are enduring. As an audience member, we forget that these people that entertain us are human beings that have lives, that have people, that have emotions, that have a heart, that have a soul. Just like us, if we cut them, they bleed. If we cut, we bleed. All of that comes out of the door when we enter the building of art, depending on your lane. I come from the industry of dance. Dance is a wonderful thing, but we also have to address the factual. Dance has also caused suffering. People have lived through cycles of destruction, disrespect, pain. And I think it's time that we don't approve of pain, disrespect, and anguish anymore. It is truly time to look at light and be like, we are able to achieve that because we, the people who experienced it, are speaking and is bringing awareness to the subject. Subject 1, injury. I am injured, and I've been injured since March 19th of 2022. Since October of 2021, I've been on national tour, and I have a foot injury. Now, this is not my first major injury. Doing this solo since 2018. I've originated this role. I've won awards for this role, the Chita Rivera Award, the Bessie Award, and I've done my my best. I wanted to say I've done my best and I've done my greatest. And I truly believe that in every performance, I feel like I've been my excellent self, even if, which I have to say honestly, I feel like there was more performances where I was in pain, where I cried before a stage, where life has fallen apart, but I had to not even get myself together, but get myself together enough to channel that. And that's my gift. That's my gift. But sometimes there's physical and emotional limitations. We're all human beings. I'm a human being. I'm giving you the dates because I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from and how being injured so many times throughout my lifespan as a dancer has created also for me a bridge having to cross with myself in trusting my body trusting me, my body trusting the movement. And it's like relearning. It's having to relearn everything about myself, having to relearn everything about my movement. And as exciting and refreshing as it sounds, sometimes it is hard. It is excruciating to having to grasp at the idea and the reality that your body will never be the same. And I say that because I'm not the same body that I was 21. I'm not the same body that I was 17. I'm a grown woman, you know? I got hips, boobs, butt, like, I got lumps, you feel me? And I move and I communicate to the earth, to the ground, to the sky, to the sun, to the air in different ways. And so my movement and my body will never be the same, and I'm happy about that. But in the egotistic part of me, I guess, that wants to, manifest itself, because those thoughts of, damn, like, how long is this going to take? Or I really have to get myself together. Like, I really have to relearn how to breathe. Relearn how to articulate what I see in my mind when I have my eyes closed, to having that stimulation when I have my eyes open. And as a person who has been working on these tools since I was 3 years old, having to be now in her late 20s, relearning everything. That stigma of being able to recover fast and being able to be strong, even in pain, has caused me to look at myself differently, has caused me to see myself and to look at my progression from these injuries as sometimes as a hindrance, sometimes as a weight, because I'm the only one going through this in my circle. As much as I want to feel like I'm supported by many, which I am supported by people that I love and that they love me back. They reciprocate that energy. All in all, I'm the person who has to do the grind. I'm the person who has to break my fears. My fears are not my other people's fears. Their fears are their fears and my fears are my fears. And I don't want my fears anymore because I wasn't a fearful person. But being injured so many times and having to endure that process over and over again makes me tired and exhausted, creating fear. My exhaustion has led my body to feel relaxed and loved to be in relaxation, which took the essence of moving away from me, because I was relaxing because I loved it, but I was relaxing because I was afraid that my body will have a muscle spasm. So my first major injury in my career was when I was on Broadway, and it was a 2019 injury. I had a herniated disc. I believe that like when I had that injury, before I was in pain. I'm gonna be honest here. I was in pain. No funny, bro. Like, I could not get up out of bed, y'all. Like, my boyfriend at the time had a low bed, and it was so hard having to get up out of bed without having the muscle spasm. Like, I'm about to cry because that was horrible. Like, I'm not trying to curse on YouTube because they're gonna snap at, but you're not curse, alright? Like, you get what I'm saying. Like, the pain was beyond. They would be like, what? I used to go to the doctor and they'd be like, okay, so what's the pain? 1 through 10. And I used to be like, 70. What the f? Like, what's up? Like, give me all the numbing. Give me all the pills. All of them. And so I got injured in, I think my cold tutton, I got my big toe cut off on stage while Childish Gambino was there. Donald motherfucking Glover was in the motherfucking office, and my whole toe slit off, the blood cannons off the floor, y'all. Like a nice slit. Like, I could show you my big toe. Like, it's healed, but when I say this whole thing was off, y'all, like, it's still sensitive. I'm gonna see if I can get a clip and I'm gonna show it to y'all, because, and I still ate. So good.
Waking up in the morning, thinking about so many things. I just wish things would get better. I'm trying to get rid of them, but nothing seems to stay the same. Woke up in the morning, doing my hair, makeup.
Like, the solo is 13 minutes long. I'm dancing by myself. Right. And so when I'm dancing, there's this like slow adagio. Adagio means slow. So imagine me dancing slow. You know, very soft. Doing my thing. I'm grazing my toe off the floor like this. In a circle, I'm grazing my toe. And the blood cannons is holes in the floor like this, where the blood split out for the cast at the end to get bloody. A clean sweep. And I think the adrenaline, like when you perform, adrenaline will always kick in. And I feel like if adrenaline doesn't kick in, then that means that you're not interested in what you're doing. If you don't get nervous, that means that you don't care enough. And so, and I mean, like, nerves is not good to a certain point, but if you still like get nervous, that is a sign of goodness. That is a sign that you care. So with that being said, with my adrenaline, my big toe had a nice sweep off, and you know, it was disgusting. I had to go to the hospital, to urgent care, and they like wrapped my toe. Okay, so then, you know, my boyfriend at the time, I mean, we're gonna go for a little tangent. I mean, we're gonna go a little tangent. This is my video. For the girls that wanna get juicy in my convo, this is gonna be a little sign up on my, ooh, I can't say that. This is gonna be a little sign up on my ex. At the time, I was madly in love, and with everybody cut off, I called him, you know, because that was my baby. And, you know, so I'm telling him, like, yo, like, it's always something going on with me. Like, I'm in pain, I'm in this, and I'm in that. And we was a bi-coastal couple. So he lived in Los Angeles, I lived in New York. And we did it. I'm not gonna hold you, so all the long distance couples, we did it. We're not together now. but that doesn't mean your story can go on forever. I still believe in love. I remember being on the phone with him. He was like, so come out here. So come out here. So, and it was summertime. So I went to LA to go see him. And I just remember being at Six Flags. So I'm bringing this up because it proves the point of how little to nothing that being injured, depending on the injury, nothing is really done but just a bandage over. And that's a metaphor. My flesh was out of my toe. I was gonna say my body, but then that sounds like it was like peeling off, but it wasn't peeling off. My toe was just open. Me be at Six Flags and I'll be bloody on my toe because all that pressure and, you know, walking into my toe, I have to be on my foot regardless. They didn't give me a cast or anything. And so it was a bloody massacre. I came back to the show and we kind of like improvised how to bandage myself. I got injured again, like June, July, because I didn't come back onto stage until October because this was when I herniated my back. Okay, so if you don't know what a herniated disc is, I'm going to like literally tell you the progressive spine and sports medicine's researched way. Get research, baby. What is a herniated disc? A herniated disc refers to an issue that one of the discs between your vertebrae. A spinal disc can be described as a cushion with a softer jelly-like center encased by a tougher exterior. A herniated disc is also called a slipped or ruptured disc and also occurs when some of the softer jelly parts protrude through a tear in the tougher exterior. A herniated disc can irritate nearby nerves and cause pain, as well as numbness or weakness in the arm and leg. Most herniated discs occur in the lower back, but they can also happen in the neck. I don't know what a spine is, this is what it is. I wanted to show you guys like literally on my laptop because I was searching and I guess this is lazy.